Check. 1 2 1 2.
Official state soccer championship program is available at the OSAA merchandise booth east of the grandstands for $5. This year's program includes state championship brackets, a full-page roster and picture, results from each participating team, historical state championship records, and 11 by 17 color map of all 292 OSAA member schools.
Good morning. Hope to find you well as we join you on OSAA.TV from Hillsboro Stadium here in Hillsboro, Oregon, a suburb of the Portland metro area. On a gray, cool day with the wind blowing out of the east right now, we get ready for the OSAA U.S. Bank Les Schwab Tires 5A Soccer State Championship. Last two champions are here today to go head-to-head in what could be the best two teams in 5A. In 2012, they are the best two teams in 5A. The number one overall seed, based on the OSAA's RPI seeding, the Summit Storm, clad in white with the green numerals, 14 wins, no losses, 2 draws this season. First place out of the Intermountain Conference. Taking on the Sherwood Bowmen, the defending state champions in the all-black uniforms. They are 14 wins to 1 loss, 2 draws. They went 6-1 and finished second to Wilsonville. Last year's runner-up to Sherwood in the state championship game in the Northwest Oregon Conference. The Bowmen will be moving right to left here today. The Storm, still huddled up, will be obviously the opposite direction, left to right. These two teams did meet earlier this year. It was early in the season for both, and it was a 2-2 draw in Central Oregon at Summit High School. Temperature right now hovering at about 48 degrees. We do have a bit of a breeze that'll be behind the Bowmen, moving to their left here as you look at things. Completely cloudy, and earlier today we had plenty of rain. The field here at Hillsboro Stadium is a turf field. It holds it pretty well. It'll be kind of bouncy, though, and we will see probably two contrasting styles, especially even from the first time these two teams met. Bill Brown, the 21st-year head coach with Sherwood, has said that he thinks that these are the two best teams in the state at the 5A level and probably top 5 of the state regardless of classification. So it's fun to get them together. They have played each year going back to 2009, and they've met twice in the playoffs. So Summit is going to start here, and in the middle is going to be Marina Johannesson, the sophomore, where number 13 will drop things back, and Presley Kwan. Summit moving forward here. They are going to go with what is a rather untraditional 3-1-2-4. That's how it was described by 8th-year head coach Jamie Brock. Up front, along with Kwan and Johannesson, is Megan Buzzes, the sophomore, on the right wing, and Hadley Plumber is out on the left wing. In the central midfield positions, junior Emma Malmquist and a freshman, Christina Edwards, who is the team's leading scorer. And their defensive midfielder in the central position is junior Shannon Patterson. Finally, the 3 backs for the Summit Storm as the ball comes back towards Kylie Hendricks, the goalkeeper for Sherwood. Morgan Caldwell and Meg Maher are outside backs. Sydney Parchman, the senior, in central defense. And the goalkeeper, who started and won the state title 2 years ago, junior Rachel Estepare. Two teams edging for control here in the center of the park right now. And down into the left wing, Kwan gives chase. Down onto the touchline, centers it, but into the hands of Kylie Hendricks. Senior goalkeeper for the Sherwood Bowmen. The defense in front of her as Bill Brown's team starts in a 4-4-2 formation. Michaela Pilkington is seniors on the outside, along with Annie Govig, another senior who is committed to Oregon State University. Central defense, Taylor Cole, a freshman, and Taylor Gersh, a senior. For the Bowmen, as they touch forward here, Jessica Inbrey and Sarah Garut out of the right side. It's going to be centered in to the keeper and touched away out wide. Chasing it down now is Michaela Howes, a central midfielder. We have an offsides position for Sherwood, so the first danger for either team comes 2 minutes into this 5A state championship game. But it ends up getting out of the defensive end for Sherwood on that offside. So in the center of the park for the Bowmen, Megan Shane is a senior out on the outside wing. Emily Harris is on the right wing. And the central midfielders, Michaela Howes and Carly Mills. Jessica Embry is up top, and Sarah Garut is next to her in this 4-4-2 for Sherwood. Bill Brown did say they're going to do quite a few things. They're going to send their outside backs up at this team and see how they handle it. He says actually that's how they attack just about everybody, is really put a lot of pressure on as much as they can. And he said they're pretty banged up late in the season, but they've got some injuries. Shane missed most of the Northwest Conference schedule. That one's touched over to the right side, touched by Johannesson, but denied by Hendricks. And out for a throw as Summit will control in the defensive end into the 4th minute of action here, the 5A state championship. Megan Buzzes to put it in play, the sophomore, down to Johannesson, and that ball came up and caught her arm, so it will be a kick for Sherwood. Terry Urmson out of Lane County is officiating in central position. Andrew Merriehart, the assistant referee on the far side out of Portland. And here on the near side, Ressa Lisi, who is also out of Portland. And the 4th official over dealing with the 2 coaches is Richard Willman, who is out of the Central Oregon Soccer Officials Association. So 1 versus 2. Bowmen won the title last year. Summit won it here 2 years ago, both at Hillsboro Stadium. Summit defeated a IM CFO in Mountain View 1-0 back in 2010. The Bowmen last year 1-0 over Wilsonville, a game that did go to penalty kicks. And it was 5-4 in the kicks for Sherwood. Weird game. Sherwood outshot Wilsonville last year in the state title game 23-3 and 10-0 on goal in regulation and overtime. In fact, Wilsonville Wildcats are the team that knocked Summit out of the postseason last year. Summit was the number 2 overall seed and lost at home in the round of 16 to Wilsonville 3-2, also on penalty kicks 8-7. That game even more dramatic in the difference between the attack for the 2 teams. Summit last year in the round they get knocked out against Wilsonville outshoots the Wildcats about 54-6 according to Jamie Brock, head coach for the Storm, who is in her 8th season. Her team trying to control right now, back of the back, lost by Shannon Patterson. And now some control here as Embry sends forward. Through ball over to the right side. It will roll all the way, though, to Estepare. And the Summit goalkeeper has it here a little more than 6 minutes in. Estepare shanks that kick, and so it's going to be on the defense to control. Headed forward by Garut. But Summit is able to control onto the near side. Buzzes back, can't keep it in. A throw for Emily Harris, the junior. Central now for Mills. Mills has it turned over. Taken away by Malmquist. Malmquist up the near side. Buzzes cut out. And now the team's jockey for control again. They're going to send it over the top and try to send a run here for Garut. Estepare clears back to midfield. A little less than 34 minutes, scoreless here in the opening half of the 5A state championship at Hillsboro Stadium. Eric Olson with you on OSAA.TV. Sherwood Bowmen with the control right now, back into the defensive half. Pilkington's pass is cut out. Johannesson will send it out, try to get wide to the left side, but not quite wide enough. Annie Govig, who has committed to Oregon State University, is out there on the right side defensively for the Sherwood Bowmen. They have 4 players who are all committed to play college ball next year. Megan Shane, who is in the midfield out on the left wing, is going to Pepperdine. Bill Brown says she is the best soccer player in the state. Obviously, he's a little bit biased. It's his player, but she is one of the top players that you're going to see in girls soccer in Oregon, and Shane is out there today. He's not sure how much she's going to be able to be out there today. She got hurt 6 games in, missed all of the Northwest Oregon Conference schedule, and has been trying to work her way back to fitness here in the postseason. But he said she is not going to be at 100%. Sliding tackle by Maher out, and it's going to be a corner kick coming for Sherwood. First one for either team in this ball game, and it's going to come into the 8th minute of play. 32 minutes, 21 seconds on the clock. And scoreless right now as the Bowmen will try to put some pressure on Rachel Estepare, the keeper for Summit. That'll be headed away and out for a throw. So along with Govig to Oregon State and Shane to Pepperdine, Michaela Howes, a central midfielder for the Bowmen, committed to Utah State. And Jessica Embry up top to St. Mary's. That's Embry who touches out wide. Howes and offside. Howes had sat in that offside position, so for the second time. Sherwood is offside. And Summit will have a chance to move it out of their half. The clear, not good. Embry's going to give chase as it is headed back to Patterson. Patterson drops to Estepare, actually lets it roll to Estepare. And she'll bring it out wide. Maher down the right wing. Buzzes into the middle. Flicked forward by Edwards, their leading goal scorer. Christina Edwards is just a freshman. Couple of freshmen out here in this state championship game in key roles. For Summit, it's their midfielder, Edwards, who they need to get up and into positions to put the ball in the back of the net. And for Sherwood, it's Taylor Cole in central defense. Tenth minute of action, scoreless right now. And it's Johannesson out on the far sideline, being attended to. The trainer for the Summit Storm, Emily Schleicher. And we do have the clock paused. 30 minutes, 33 seconds left here in the first half of play. And we are going to have a change, actually, as Johannesson is attended to. First new player onto the floor is Raja Char, a junior, listed as a defender and a forward. Embry gives chase. Estepare clears back to midfield. And into the Sherwood defense. Touched wide for Pilkington. Up top, some space now. Harris pushes forward. Estepare will come out and clear it up. 10 minutes gone in the first half of this 5A Girls State Championship game in 2012 at Hillsboro Stadium. So Char is on for Mariana Johannesson, although it looks like Johannesson has been taken care of. We'll see how much longer she gets a breather. Jamie Brock, the head coach for Summit, did say they've got their 11 and they probably won't go too deep into the bench. Bill Brown contrasted that, expects that he's probably going to have to go to some subs just because the Bowmen are so banged up coming into this matchup. He said, look, it's not an excuse. We're here to play, and we've got the girls who can do it. But we can't avoid the fact that it is a part of the storyline that Sherwood is not at full health in every position on the field, and they're going to have to use a lot of their experience moving forward. Foul's going to be called on Summit, first on either team. The playoff history just since 5A, which started in 2006, Sherwood is 17-4 overall. Quarterfinals 6 of these 7 times, into the semis 4 times. And when they get to the semis, they win and get to the finals, as they did this year. They've, in their 4th state championship since 2006, they've won the title twice. Last year beating Wilsonville, and in 2007, they beat Bend, another Central Oregon team, 1-0.
Substitution for Summit.
Summit's going to make a change.
Number 13.
And Johannesson is going to come back onto the field.
Replacing number 2, Megan Buzzes.
And they will go with Buzzes coming off. So Char is in there and playing centrally up top right now. And it looks like they're going to move Buzzes out and Johannesson out wide to the right. Jamie Brock says, team calls her the baby giraffe. She's got really long legs, and they're fast all over the place, but she is arguably the fastest. Foul there on a Summit, and it's going to give a restart chance for Sherwood. And they're attacking half. Michaela Howe is standing over this one right now. So Summit defense starts to back up their line. Shannon Patterson back there's the last line of defense. Everybody at the top of the 18. The kick will be cut out. And here's Johannesson out wide if she can get there. Good kick forward, and official says foul. Terry Ermsen did not see the advantage. Juan would have had to make a good play to control it there, but you wonder if maybe Ermsen lets that one come through, and maybe Quan has a chance. Either way, Summit has the possession on Sherwood's first foul of the ball game. This is the, as we said, fourth final since 5A soccer started for the Sherwood Bowmen. They also have a second place finish back in Bill Brown's very first season in 1992. They lost to Catlin Gable. That was back when it was the 1A, 2A, 3A classification, a 2-1 result. They lost to Catlin Gable again in 2003, again 2-1. So second place 3 times, because they also lost the final in 2009 to Bend, a 1-0 result. They went to penalty kicks. They lost that 4-2. 14th minute of action, scoreless here at Hillsboro Stadium. Summit in the white, Sherwood in the black. Best chance so far for the Bowmen. Garut out wide, lots of space down that line. Harris giving chase, gives back Embry. And it'll be touched out. Sherwood has the throw. Best chance has been for Sherwood, although it wasn't an incredibly tough test for Estepare. And Summit yet to get a shot on. 25 minutes, 40 seconds left. Headed down there by Patterson. Touch back in towards the keeper. Estepare gets a hand on it, touches it, and it will roll out. And last deflected off of Sherwood. So Summit does have a throw deep in their end. Sherwood's going to put some pressure on here. Try to keep it in their attacking half. Now back into the defense. "15 minutes gone, 25 to go here. First half of action. It's scoreless right now. Some space for Patterson as she pushes forward. The touch just a little bit too much on that one out wide. And Plumber could not control it. Hadley, Plumber, Shannon Patterson, Rachel Estepare, the 3 who started 2 years ago. And at that time for Patterson and Plumber and Estepare, they were all freshmen playing in the state championship game. Got another foul on Summit that's going to give Sherwood an opportunity. About 45 yards out from goal. And the clock is going to be paused here with 24 minutes and 16 seconds left, as this injury is going to need a bit more attention. Out on the far wing. Player down is obscured. Bill Brown, the 21st year head coach, going to come out now as well. Megan Shane, and Shane is not at full strength as it is, but took a knock there. She's going to come out. Tirsa Krieger is going to replace her. Brown did say she was going to be the first one off the bench no matter what. So Shane is out. We'll see if they can get her back to a healthy position here. Krieger is a senior, listed as a defender, coming in for Shane, who's in the midfield. And we'll see how they adjust the shape for the Bowmen. Right now, they can put some pressure on Estapare's goal. Kick is headed clear. Pilkington puts it back into the middle. Now cleared out. Johannesson. Touch not quite good enough. Pilkington takes it away. Shoves forward. The run is a little bit too far for Embry to make. 17th minute of action. 40-minute halves. Long ways from now, but if somehow we got there, 2 10-minute overtimes. And neither coach really even wants to talk about what happens after that. Most coaches, most players don't really want to talk about what could happen after that. Embry in the middle, can't quite get the touch. A sliding ball cleared out by Maher. Sherwood again. Shot across the bow, but they're not able to test Estapare yet. She does have one save, although again it wasn't incredibly tough. Harris middle, and Estapare picks it up. "23 minutes left here in the first half. Right now the Bowmen have had the better of the possession with their passing. That's for it. Embry tries to give chase. And coming near side, Maher to clear. Up to the wing. Johannesson has it touched away from her, but it will be Summit's ball. And the Storm are going to make a change. Buzzes will come in. And Presley Kwan will come out. So Buzzes was out wide on the right wing to start this. Johannesson had to come out to be attended to. I think she got her right arm wrapped for maybe a scratch. She's going to stay out wide, it looks like, and Buzzes will come in central. A couple of sophomores in the attack for the Summit Storm. Although they are dropping those two wing offensive players back a little bit. Still in forward midfield positions. Not really dropping a whole lot back into the defense. Johannesson's going to try to run on. That's missed touch. Johannesson in a forest of Bowman shirts. Can't quite get to it. Patterson pushing forward. Keeps it in play. Out wide. It's going to take a deflection. Although coming in, Plumber. Into the middle. Chased, but back to Hendricks, who hasn't had a whole lot of activity. The senior goalkeeper for the Sherwood Bowmen. Deflected in from Malmquist. And out for a Summit throw. And they can put some pressure on the Bowman defense, which hasn't seen a whole lot of challenge here early on. 19th minute of action. And scoreless right now. Headed forward. Time and space for Patterson. Patterson on the ball. Tries to get one around one defender. He'll drop it back from distance. And on top of it is Hendricks. First shot, though, recorded for Summit. Some more ominous clouds coming over here. No moisture yet, although that is definitely in the forecast today as a possibility. And it was heavy this morning. Embry took it away. Flying down the near side, the St. Mary's product, and coming back, Maher touches it clear. For Summit, since we went to 5A, their playoff history is this. They've got 13 wins to 5 losses going back to 2006. Quarterfinals 6 of 7 times, just like the Sherwood Bowmen. 3 times into the semis, 2 championship appearances, this being their second, and they did win the title 2 years ago. That one's headed across front of goal, but will come out to the far side. And Summit will have the possession as Morgan Caldwell Jr. goes to put it back in play. And now the darkness of these clouds have really dropped the light here over Hillsboro Stadium. All natural light right now. The light standards are not on at this very large stadium facility in Hillsboro. That foul there. Third on Sherwood. Space in the middle. To the left foot and a goal for Summit. It was the first player off the bench, Raja Char. 18 minutes, 51 seconds left in the first half. And the dark clouds sit over the top of the Sherwood Bowmen as they're down 1-0. '22nd minute. Raja Char, I believe, we'll have to check. I think Hadley Plumber is going to get the assist. She's actually second on the team in goals. Bowmen are going to make a change as Carly Mills will come out, and she will be replaced by Raja Stalker, a senior who plays in the midfield. And the skies have opened up. As we said, those ominous clouds were coming on. And that's going to change the conditions here considerably. The wind is also shifted around and is now coming from the west, so it is behind Summit. It is not extremely heavy right now. Kwan came back on for Summit as well, replacing Buzzes. Back to Estepare, who is not seeing any pressure right now from Sherwood. And Stalker, who they brought on for Sherwood, she is up playing in a forward position on the left side, and they've dropped Embry, the senior who's going to go to St. Mary's, back into a midfield position on the left wing for Sherwood. Little pep in the step for the Summit Storm. You could say through the first 20 minutes, the Bowmen had the better of the opportunities. But Summit there in those last 5 minutes started to put some pressure on. Here comes Embry. She'll try to give Stalker a chance to run on it into the corner. Cut out by Maher, but right back to Embry. Embry to drop. Pilkington moving out of the defense. Howes backing out wide to Govic. That's going to ask just a little bit too much of Garut, but it will be out for a throw with Garut's pressure. 16:55 left here in the first half. Summit strikes first, up 1-0. Into the middle, headed forward. Nobody necessarily right there on far post. And they get it out. Harris, though, controls. The touch in to Garut. A deflection coming back towards the top of the box. Garut keeps the pressure on, and Estepare slides onto it. Sarah Garut, the sophomore forward, leads the team with 24 goals this year, pestering Summit's defense right now. Into the 24th minute of action. Some space up forward. That's touched out to Johannesson. And a foul is called again. Summit will have a chance to move Shannon Patterson up. 50 yards out from goal. It's going to be one of the bigger fields that either of these teams play on. goals on the end of the end zones of the football shape of this field. So 120 yards long and about 70 wide here. Very big park to deal with. Hendricks punts out in the direction of Stalker, who came off the bench a couple of minutes ago. But it's going to be Maher, centrally for Patterson. Touch out wide and let Caldwell run onto it. Garut there to apply the pressure. And now turnover for Sherwood if they can get it forward. Dropped all the way back to Estepare. Nicely touched there by Patterson. Harris has moved up into a more attacking position. Check that, that's Howes, who will go to Utah State. Stalker will come back to restart this one. 14 and a half minutes left in the first half. 1-0 in favor of the Storm. Headed clear. And now the goal scorer. Char has some space. Drops it to Maher. Maher's touch fails her. And back and forth. Pilkington. Forward but offside. That ping pong there, and Stalker kept trying to make a run and trying to make the run and trying to make the run, and eventually when they finally did get it up to her, she was in an offside position. Well, the good news for Sherwood is Megan Sean is waiting to check in with the fourth official at the next opportunity. 13 and a half minutes left here in the first half, and the Bowmen searching for an equalizer, down 1-0. Plumber will run onto it left wing. Plumber controls, but coming back to cut it out nicely. Carly Mills in central defense. They are going to let Shane come on here. And Tirsa Krieger will come out. So straight swap. When Shane came out, Krieger came on, and they'll go right back.
Substitution for Sherwood, number 5, leaving Shane on, replacing number 16, Tirsa Krieger.
A little more than 12 minutes left here in the first half of action at Hillsboro Stadium as the skies opened up about 5 minutes ago. And it actually came right after the Summit goal. You could kind of feel it coming on as the clouds got really, really dark. And now a rain very similar to what we had earlier this morning prior to the teams arriving here in Hillsboro is pouring down. Conditions will be fine. This field, turf field, might get a little more slick, but you won't deal with mud, you won't deal with clumpy grass, anything like that. Offside again for Stalker. In fact, interestingly enough, Summit loves the fact that they're playing on a field turf field. That's what they have back in Central Oregon. In fact, they have the only field turf that is in to the east of the Cascades right now. Another 5A school, Hermiston, will be putting a field turf field in next year. But Summit right now has the only one, and so they're used to playing on fields where you don't get tough bounces. And they're used to having some whip to deal with. Well, in the semis, they had to go to Corvallis and played at Taylor Field. Corvallis admitted they put them there for a reason, to kind of tighten everything up and make Summit play their style. Jamie Brock said they had to switch what they did. They had to go over the top a little bit more often, as opposed to trying to build through the central part of the field and get up to the forwards or maybe attack from the wings in. They went to a very more college style, just firing it over the top and letting somebody run onto it. But that's what they had to do. They ended up beating Corvallis 3-1. 2 goals for Marina Johannesson. In the 5th minute and the 52nd minute. Shannon Patterson had a goal in the 51st. So they scored the go-ahead goal and the insurance goal in quick succession. About 10 minutes left here. Sherwood back post headed just wide off of the noggin of Garut. The leading goal scorer for the Bowmen had a golden opportunity as we enter into the 31st minute of play in the first half. That was the equalizer. Out to the far post on the short corner. Summit survives it. It's the goal scorer, Char, dropped back into the defense, and Parchman will push out wide. Parchman again. Central defender pushing forward, out to Plumber. Plumber into the middle. Char trying to angle herself, and a foul's going to be called. They'll call Char for coming in there and boxing out. Four fouls on each team so far. Here's a chance. Right wing. Waneke just wide. Courtney Waneke, a junior, listed midfield, but they've pushed her up into an attacking spot. Along with Garut, who they've switched from the right side over to the left. They had Garut and Embry up top to start this game, but they've moved Embry back. She's had some really good possession of the ball to get her a few more touches here on this left wing. Garut tried to get it out to Embry, but it was cut out by the Summit defense. Here's a chance for Sherwood. Pressure on the central defender, Parchman. She gets it clear. Johannesson is fouled. Pilkington called for it. Summit 3 shots to Sherwood's 2. All of Summit's have been on frame, including the goal. Sherwood has yet to force a save attempt by Estepare. They had adjusted that earlier in the game. They did have a Sherwood attempt listed as a shot and a shot on goal, but they've decided that that was not the case. 7 minutes, 20 seconds left here in the first half. 1-0 for the Storm. Johannesson can't quite keep that in, so it'll be another throw for Michaela Pilkington, the senior here on the near sideline. As we enter now the 33rd minute of play. Chart touches to Johannesson into the middle, but cleared out. Howes pushes it forward. Patterson, her touch fails her. Howes steals it. Out wide. Mills to run onto it. Mills has space, gives it back. Harris, and an offside position. Out wide was Waneke. The passing for Sherwood through the midfield has been able to get them into the attacking third, but it's been those last 30 yards where they haven't been able to connect against this Summit formation of a 3-1-2. It's been Patterson who does a lot of the work coming back. This time Waneke's on. Pushed over to her. Waneke, the right footer. It's deflected. Waneke again wide. Corner kick is the decision. Courtney Waneke quickly over, leaves it short. Howes centrally deflected. Another corner coming with 5.5 minutes left for Sherwood. Down 1-0. Waneke and Michaela Howes over there. It's going to be Howes this time. The Utah State signee. Clears everybody. And Plumber comes all the way back from a forward position to take it. And at least press Sherwood back into the midfield. Less than 5 minutes left here in the first half now. Sherwood searching for an equalizer. They've had some opportunities. That makes more sense. The live stats have been updated. Sherwood 4 chances, yet none of them have been on frame yet. .22 minute goal for junior Raja Char of the Summit Storm. Put them up 1-0. Final 4 minutes of the first half. Embry, it's taken away from her. Char now has it. Out wide. Trying to get up to Johannesson, but the touch didn't quite get there. Kwan turns, gets it back, deflected out. Shot from distance will carry wide. The attempt there by Hadley Plummer. Second on the team in goals. In the quarterfinals, Summit ran roughshod over Crescent Valley, beat them 8-1. It was over at Summit High School. There was a 30-minute delay. It was last weekend to clear snow because 8 days ago, Central Oregon got pounded. And so they had about 20, 25 parents, volunteers out there on the field turf pitch at Summit High School to get it clean. And then once they got it clean, Crescent Valley got cleaned up. Clock is stopped, and Terry Urmson has pointed to the spot. Sherwood setting up a wall, but Urmson says no, a penalty kick is coming. Handball in the box is his decision. That was the indication from the official out of Lane County. 2 minutes, 34 seconds left in the first half, and it's an opportunity for the Summit Storm to go up 2. Plummer to take. Plummer to the corner. 2-0. That ball jumped up, and it was kind of a slow reaction to point to the spot there. And even Sherwood had set up a wall. They thought it was outside of the 18. Not the case. And so in the 37th minute, with 2:34 left, Hadley Plummer puts Summit up 2-0. Embry down the near side. Ken center. Bright to Estepare. And now for the Summit Storm, try to settle the exhilaration of being up 2 goals. And I bet if you're the Storm and Jamie Brock, you'd love to take a 2-0 lead into the locker room in 2 minutes and 3 seconds. Just don't let Sherwood get one back. And if you're the Bowmen, you really need to try to take advantage of the old adage that it's the first 5 minutes after a goal that are the most dangerous for the goal-scoring team. Coaches also talk about the last 5 minutes of a half, and that's where we're at right now, and that's where this Summit goal comes. Foul on the Storm. Plumber was the one called for. 90 seconds left in the first half. Sum it up to 0. That'll go through everybody all the way back to Estepare. Quan pushed forward. Char giving chase, but it's back into the defense. And the freshman Cole puts it out, but out to touch for the Storm. Less than a minute left. Patterson. Out wide, Johannesson. Touched to herself. Advantage played. Johannesson will get around the corner to center. In front of the net. It's cut out, though. And Sherwood survives that attack. And stays down just 2-0. 20 seconds left. If they rush, Summit might have one more chance to put it on the goal of Kylie Hendricks.
10, 9,
Probably not going to be the case, though.
6,
Final 5 seconds counted off. And it will be Summit 2, Sherwood 0 in the 2012 OSAA U.S. Bank Les Schwab Tires 5A Girls Soccer State Championship as the teams get the break at half. The second half.
You see us at the start of the day. On the company phone list that's a few names longer. You see U.S. Bank on busier highways, on once empty fields. Every day, you see all the ways all of us at U.S. Bank are helping grow our economy, lending more so companies and communities can expand, grow stronger, and get back to work. Every day, you see all of us serving you around the country, around the corner. U.S. Bank.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the field of Forest Grove Timbers with Chris Sullivan, Curtis Mason, Frank Coretta, Jacob Woodward, Adam Woodward, Austin Steele, and the coach Leslie Meinschein. And the Forest Grove Vikings, Dave Booth, Jake Kemper, Maria Munoz, Jeannie Johnson, Anna Powell.
And here at Hillsboro Stadium during halftime of the 5A State Championship here on OSAA.tv, we welcome you back and let you take a look here at the OSAA and Special Olympics Oregon together for a unified soccer exhibition. That's what we'll leave you with the sights and sounds of here. Halftime in the 5A Championship game, Summit 2, Sherwood 0. That is the OSAA and Special Olympics Oregon with United Soccer Expedition. We'll be back with the second half of the OSAA U.S. Bank Les Schwab Tires of 5A Girls Soccer State Championship. At the half, Summit 2, Sherwood nothing on OSAA.tv.
My family and I were enjoying a big vacation in Tahoe. After a great day on the mountain, our car wouldn't start. I got a jump, but it kept dying. Everyone in town said,
"Go to Les Schwab."
When I pulled up, George delivered. He quickly tested the battery and confirmed it was a goner. While he installed a new one, I finally got my first relaxation of the vacation. It's nice to be treated like a neighbor so far from home. I'm Clay Gilman, and that's my Les Schwab story.
Les Schwab, doing the right thing since 1952.
Good afternoon. Just still morning, I suppose. Back here at Hillsboro Stadium just before noon by about a half hour. The OSAA's 5A Soccer State Championship at Hillsboro Stadium. Just got an update from across essentially the highway over at Liberty High School. Oregon Episcopal's Aardvarks 1, Valley Catholic 0 in the 1A, 2A, 3A girls matchup. The Bowmen come back out and are down 2 goals. We do have one correction. We are told Christina Edwards, not Rachel Char. So Edwards, the leader in goals for the team this season, that was her 16th. She was given the first goal that came in the 21st minute. Hadley Plumber did put in the penalty kick in the 37th minute to give us Summit the 2-goal advantage. So the Bowmen, clad in all black, back out for the second half of play. They'll be moving left to right. Any breeze may be behind them, but it is not going to be impactful. The rain is still coming down here this afternoon. 50 degrees the current forecast as we join you on OSAA.tv. First of 4 games today. It'll be Woodburn's Bulldogs try to make it 3 consecutive 5A boys state titles against another team out of Central Oregon, the Mountain View Cougars, coming up about 1 o'clock this afternoon. And a couple of 6A games as we progress later into the afternoon and into the evening. But right now, it's the Sherwood Bowmen going to try to claw back from 2 down to make it 2 in a row, as they are the defending state champion. Summit Storm, out in the round of 16 a year ago, 2010 state titleists over the Mountain View girls team. Storm all in white, their kits with the green numerals on the front and the back, all black uniforms for Sherwood's Bowmen. White trim around their numerals. And waiting here, the officials, last one's out. Terry Ermson out of Lane County. Couple of Portland officials. AR1 is Andrew Merriheart, and the second assistant referee is Russ Lisi, and then the fourth official out of Central Oregon, Richard Willman. For Summerhill, at least at the beginning, it does appear that they are going to continue with kind of a 3-1 look in the back. Sydney Parchman right in the center defense has done really well as coming back and helping out in defense, Shannon Patterson, who's been all over the field. Morgan Caldwell, Megan Maher. Caldwell on the left, Maher on the right. Those 2 central midfielders. Christina Edwards, who's been given the goal, wearing the bright orange shoes. Emma Malmquist. They've pushed Presley Kwan back into the central midfield. And right now, up front centrally, is Megan Buzzis along with Raja Char. It was not Char, it was Edwards who got the first goal for Summit. And then for the Storm, into the game, playing out onto the left wing right now. They've got Kwan here near side, and it's going to be Caldwell who comes up and puts this ball in play as we just get underway in the second half. Summit Storm 2, Sherwood scoreless after 40 minutes of play. 40 more minutes on the clock for Sherwood to win their second ever girls soccer state championship. Summit High School, 12 state championships last year, 11 athletically, and the band also won the state title. Although, as Jamie Brock pointed out, a lot of those are team titles in individual sports. The 2 cross-country teams, swimming teams, track and field ran the table last year. Summit trying to win some of these team titles now. Here's a chance cut out, and it's going to be a throw as the pressure was put on down the far side. And that was Johannesen. Summit's corner kick right to the top of the 6, and Kylie Hendricks, the senior goalkeeper, is up to the task. And she's going to try to spring a counterattack. Right now it's a 3-on-3 as Shane races down and is dispossessed quite physically by Caldwell. Embry, nice cross out to the far side to space. Garoot there. That's going to roll all the way back to Rachel Estepare. Two and a half minutes gone here in the second half, and Summit with the 2-goal advantage. Body's tangled up, but Terry Urmson says play on, and it'll go out to touch and a Summit throw. Estepare punts forward. It's headed clear by Govig in the defense. Patterson. Pass is turned over. Up to Embry, who had dropped back into the midfield about 15 minutes into the first half. Now back up in a forward position, and Sherwood is going to go with, it appears right now, 3 forwards. Emily Harris down the near sideline. Harris centers, side netting, and it'll be a goal kick coming for Summit. Hadley Plumber has changed jerseys. She is wearing number 18 here on the near sideline. Pass is turned over. Up to Plumber. Too far for her, though. And Sherwood will have a throw. Natalie Thomas, a senior, back in the defense. One of 12 seniors for Sherwood. 4 juniors for this Bowmen squad. On the varsity team, a couple of sophomores and a couple of freshmen. Tertia Krieger will come out. She started that second half, and Kai Morgan will come on. Embry. Six minutes gone here in the second half. As we enter into the 47th minute of play for the 5A state title game. Summit 2 and Sherwood 0. Johannesson misjudged it, and so back to track it down is Govig. Forward to Garut. Garut turns. It's cut away, but Embry has it. Can't control the touch, and it's going to be a Summit throw out on the far side. Sherwood needing 2 goals. Sending a little bit more forward. Got a foul, and that is going to go against Summit. As it appeared, Char was tangled up on the far side. Goal in the 21st minute. Christina Edwards was credited with the goal. We had thought, at least in this booth, that it was Char, but it was Edwards who had it. Upon further review, that came from the 4th official, Richard Willman, downstairs. And then Hadley Plummer in the 37th. Off the penalty kick, a handball in the 18-yard box. And another foul on the far side. And just a quick discussion. Megan Buzzes giving a little bit of instruction from Terry Urmson. Just a warning so far, 32 minutes and 10 seconds left here in the regulation of the 5A state championship game. Deflected back to midfield. Patterson out wide. Caldwell, the outside back, pushing up. Back to Patterson centrally. Johannesson is able to chase it down on the far side. Squares it for Patterson as Sherwood backs up. Patterson from distance will pull it wide. .48th minute of play. And the 2-0 lead. Plumber gets it back on the deflection, but it's out to the near side. And we'll go out to throw. Summit Storm have a change waiting in the wings. Emma Malmquist, who was a starter, will come back on, and she will replace Presley Kwan right now. Kwan and Sydney Parchman, Kwan coming off Parchman in Central Defense, did play 2 years ago in that state championship win for Summit over the Mountain View Cougars. But Jamie Brock pointed out that they had a lot of, well, they were juniors at the time, but last year's squad senior laden that really were a lot of the key cogs in that 2010 state title run. So while there is experience on the field in the white jerseys here today, and a little bit of tangling and maybe a quick discussion now with Hadley Plummer. As Terry Ermson shows his breast pocket and says, I can get into this and show you a yellow card unless we settle things down here. Down to the 51st minute of play. But Jamie Brock did say, you know, this team is, while they've got some experience, they're also making this their own. They're not completely building off of that. There's going to be a foul just outside of the box, kind of a reckless challenge as the slide was not late necessarily, but Maher, her trail leg came up and caught the Bowmen player, and so the free kick here is going to be taken outside the 18-yard box. And to Rachel Estapare's right, who after seeing at least a couple of early shots across the bow has not seen a lot of challenge since. That one's punched clear and off of Summit, so it'll be a corner coming for Sherwood from the other side. 28 minutes and 50 seconds left in second half play, and Sherwood looking to get the first of the 2 goals they need back. The Utah State Committee, Michaela Howes to take it. The senior's out swinger off the right foot. It's headed out towards Howes again. Just going to try to control and keep it in, but will actually put it out to touch. Plummer would come back into defense. Things are getting a little more physical. Plummer there can't quite keep it, and it's deflected back to Estapare. She was a freshman goalkeeper in 2010 and won a state title with a clean sheet. And Jamie Brock says they were joking about that coming over for the state championship a day ago and laughing about how Estapare couldn't believe some of the saves she made in that game, because she really did at times play beautiful in goal to preserve that shutout and make a few saves that you just don't expect somebody at the age of 14, 15 years old to make under the pressure of the state championship. little more than 27 minutes left here in regulation. Summit still staked to the 2-goal advantage. Johannesson causes a deflection. She's got Buzzes on the far post, can't quite get it to her, but it's still in. Patterson takes. Patterson still on the ball, and Plumber near side. And they're going to point to the spot. Plumber is taken down just inside the 18 as she had turned and was backtracking out and caught on the leg. Kylie Hendricks, the goalkeeper, is protesting. 26 minutes and 36 seconds left, and the senior goalkeeper, to Lane County official Terry Ermson, Plumber for her second. First penalty kick came in the 37th minute. Waiting for the whistle, has it now. Plumber down in the corner, off the post and in. Hadley Plumber, the second leading goal scorer on the Summit Storm, and a first-team honoree out of the Intermountain Conference, has scored on 2 penalty kicks. The first was a handball in the box. The second, a foul out on the wing. And 3-0 is now the Summit Storm advantage. Is it too much to come back from for the Bowmen? Beaten up as they are. A little more than 26 minutes left now. Sherwood will have a free kick. Michaela Howes to take it. Estepare, and a foul's going to be called as that ball was jarred loose of Estepare by Natalie Thomas. 21st minute goal for Christina Edwards to make it 1-0. The second 2 goals for Plumber of Summit, both off of penalty kicks. 37th minute, 53rd minute. And Summit's lead is now 3-0. And it is getting more comfortable for the team from Bend. All the players on their bench up to their feet right now. Bit quieter on the Sherwood bench. They need something good to go their way. I mean, they need a first goal to start getting themselves back into it. Plumber shoulder to shoulder there with Krieger. It comes out. Check that, not Krieger, but Taylor Gersh, a senior defender. And Summit will have the throw. In towards Char. Back out towards midfield. Patterson controls. Summit the throw on the far side. And Summit can do this all day. Sherwood looking for a way to get back into possession of things. Early on in this game, they had the better of the possession. And really through the entire first half, they could get it down into their attacking third, but getting something that really put a lot of pressure on Rachel Estepare was tougher to come by. And the stats bear that out. Summit 7 shots, 5 of which have been on frame. For Sherwood, 6 shots, but only 1 has been on goal. Edwards, the goal scorer first and foremost. And the pressure in the middle as Char is taken down. It'll be a kick for the Storm from just outside 40 yards. And centrally, Shannon Patterson will take it. She scored against Corvallis, the goal that made it 2-1 at Taylor Field last Tuesday on a free kick, but it was about 30 yards out. She'll try from here, and it's right to Hendricks, who's up to the task. Out wide, long run. Mills can't quite get there. And it's Sherwood turned over again. Shane. Back to Thomas. Calling for it and making a bombing run. Govig, the pass wasn't quite where she needed it. Now Govig up to Shane. And the defense heads it clear. Edwards, the freshman. Wide for Plumber. Can't quite keep it in. 2 goals on the day, both from the penalty spot. And now they're going to have Sherwood throw it again, but after a change is made. The Bowmen substitution is Kai Morgan will come out, and Michaela Pilkington, one of the senior starters in defense, will come back in. Pilkington and Govig, the 2 outside defenders to start this game, were 2 players that Bill Brown had said they wanted to kind of send on some bombing runs here and get them into the attack when they could down the wings. Natalie Thomas is right now out in that wide position on the right wing defensively and is pushing up as Summit has dropped more back behind the midfield stripe now, and really they're setting Char up alone as a sole attacker here for the Storm. Howes to take. The senior, one of 4 seniors who are going to college to play soccer starting next year. Summit just 2 seniors on their team. They've got 9 juniors and actually 7 freshmen on the varsity roster. Johannesson's made the run. She's offside. '60th minute of action, and it's 3-0 Summit over Sherwood. Last year, scoreless all the way to penalty kicks between Sherwood and Wilsonville. 2 years ago, it was Summit with a 68th minute goal to beat Mountain View 1-0. The scoreline is more lopsided quite a bit here today, and in part because of a couple of mistakes that have been called against Sherwood in the box. Biked back in. Howes battling for it. There's contact, and a handball is going to be called against Parchman, the central defender. This one is in a much more dangerous position. 26 yards out. Not square to the goal for Michaela Howes. To Rachel Estapare's left as she sets up a wall. Summit will put 4 in that wall. Howes with the right foot, but will shoot it wide. 19 minutes left. And the Summit Storm holding firmly onto this one, up by 3 goals. The deflection to Shane. It hops over her, though. Caldwell. It's cut out. Edwards, nice touch to Plumber. Plumber pushes forward over everybody. Johannesson there, can't quite get the touch. Hendricks is way off of her line and clears back to midfield. Embry controlling, touches back, but the ball out wide, out to touch for Summit. 18 minutes left. And Sherwood essentially has gone to just 3 defenders in the back, and they have 3 forwards up front. And a corner kick is coming for Summit. They'll push everybody but the 3 defenders forward here. Try to put a 4th in. Hendricks can't control it. It's touched over the top. Buzzes had the ball come to her feet, but couldn't quite get it in. And now Hendricks is saying, where's the whistle there on the contact with me? A little more than 16 and a half minutes left in regulation. Summit 3, Sherwood scoreless right now. Howes for Shane. Just too central for her. Although Shane gets the deflection on the failed clear. And now a foul's going to be called against Parchman. And again, in a dangerous position, although a little bit more offset and a little bit farther out from Estapare's goal. .16 minutes left in regulation. Sherwood trying to get there first. Michaela Howes tried to shoot from about a yard closer, almost exactly the same alignment last time. This time she'll put it to the top of the 6. Headed out and under Emily Harris's foot. Kept in by Pilkington. Offside. The flag is up. .65 minute of play. 80 minutes of regulation scheduled today. And the Summit Storm inch closer and closer to their 2nd soccer state championship on the girls' side. Into the middle there. It's where Edwards runs onto it. Poked forward, left-footed, denied. The attempt there by Buzzes is cleared out by Hendricks. To a roar from the Bowmen fans. Subs coming on both sides.
Substitution for Summit. Number 16, Presley Kwan on replacing number 2.
Presley Kwan will come on for Buzzes. And back into the game for Sherwood is going to be Courtney Wonicky. Wonicky will be on for Cole, so they take out the defender, Cole, to put the midfielder Wonicky back in. And it's everybody forward at this point for Sherwood's Bowmen. Hendricks keeps it in. And will pound it forward to where she has 3 forwards waiting right now for the Bowmen. Caldwell's clearance is kept in. Shane a run down the right wing. Estepare off her line to make the diving stop on the attempted cross. As a freshman, it was a clean sheet for a state championship. As a junior, she's trying to do the same. Shane touches back to Thomas. Thomas's touch though, fails her. And it'll be a Summit throw. Morgan Caldwell, the junior, outside back to put it back into play. 13 minutes and 20 seconds left in regulation, with Summit leading 3-0. Thomas heads it back in. Howes to Shane. Shane's touch just a little bit too tough, and it will come out last touch by Shane. Shane and Embry, co-players of the year in the conference and the state a year ago. Harris, centrally, the shot off the top of the crossbar for Garut, the leader in goals. Took a deflection, corner kick coming for Sherwood. Howes will put it in play from Estapare's right. Be a little more than 12 minutes left in regulation when this one comes back in. Top of the 6, headed clear. A shot squirts through to Estapare off of the foot of Harris. And now into the 68th minute of play. Touched out towards Shane, tracking back Parchman, controls it. Shane's pressure, though, forces into the middle. Patterson's pass to nobody. Parchman now boots it forward. Out of the Summit defensive half now. That pass to no one, and another change coming for the Storm. Megan Buzzes got some direction. And it will be, it was announced as Malmquist, but it looks like Johannesson is the one who came off. And that is the case. In fact, Malmquist is coming towards this ball right now. Caldwell forward. Nobody there. Govig. Ball cut up and caught her right hand, so it's going to be a free kick for Summit. About 45 yards out, though. And the Storm will take their time over this one. 10 minutes and 20 seconds left in regulation. And Summit's lead is 3. Shannon Patterson, the junior, towards Hendricks, who is taken out here. Contact in the middle. Hendricks came out to punch it, and we will stop the clock. Hendricks in there with Edwards, the senior goalkeeper, and the freshman forward. And Terry Ermson is going to give Hendricks a chance to kind of gather herself here. When Ermson's whistle starts the clock again, there will be 10 minutes and 3 seconds left. And now 70 minutes have been played. And the hill for Sherwood to climb is just getting a little bit higher with each passing second. Embry keeps it in on the far side. Nice touch back to Govig, who pounds it forward into the middle. Headed clear by Parchman. Here's a chance. Waneke, and Parchman runs back to it, touches back to Estapare, who has the chance to clear. Thomas pounds it back in for Sherwood. Out wide, space for Embry. back centrally. And that's Edwards dropping all the way back to get a touch on it for Summit. Buzzes sends it well down the far sideline and off into the Mountain View players who are warming up for the 5A Boys State Championship. Mountain View and Woodburn coming up about 1 o'clock this afternoon here in Hillsboro. They've got about an hour until their opportunity to play for a state title. Summit right now is inching ever closer to the blue trophy. It'll be an outlast off of Edwards, and so a throw for Sherwood. And Thomas puts it back in play. It is going to be a Sherwood ball. Russ Lisi on the near side saw a deflection. Armstrong had pointed one way. Lisi, the assistant referee, was very sure of what he saw from his angle. And so Sherwood with the throw. And Sherwood will throw again. Shane. The Pepperdine committee. Headed into the middle for Wanneke. Wanneke's left foot into the central position. Embry can't get it. Right there, the shot for Garut is deflected, and Estepare has it. The two leading scorers for Sherwood had a chance at it. Estepare turned away Garut and Embry both. Now less than 7 minutes left, and Summit with the 3-goal lead. Char out wide to Buzzes. Buzzes forward to Quan. Quan touches back out wide. And Char's there. Puts it central. To the foot of Malmquist, who sends it well wide. 6 minutes, 25 seconds left here. 3-0 is the advantage for the Summit Storm. And to the near sideline comes Hadley Plumber. 2 goals today for her. Penalty kicks in the 37th and the 53rd. Christina Edwards got the scoring started for Summit back in the 21st minute of play. Pilkington clears it back out. Shane tried to touch forward. It's going to come out off of Summit. Howes to throw. Changes coming. Wholesale for Sherwood. Coming on here. Carly Mills will come on. Sydney Strohmeyer will come on. Raja Stalker will come on. Allison Schwarm will come on. They're going to bring Wanneke off. Natalie Thomas will come off. Sarah Garut will come off. Michaela Howes will come off. And Emily Harris will come off. Bill Brown has cleared the bench here for the final 5 minutes of this 5A state championship. The Summit Storm on their way to their second girls soccer state title. They won 2 years ago, got knocked out by the eventual runner-up Wilsonville in penalty kicks last year at home in the round of 16, when it looked like it was going to be another collision course for Summit and Sherwood a year ago. The Storm tied with Sherwood at home 2-2 back on the 4th of September this season. Early season for both of them. And now, here in the final game of the 2012 schedule, They're going to go on to a win, and the question's going to be, does Rachel Estepare get a clean sheet in her second state championship? She had one as a freshman in 2010. As Sherwood continues to push plenty of bodies forward, can she hold on and preserve this one in 2012? Parchman will let that one roll all the way back to Estepare, who will back up and pick it up. 3:40 left. Near side, Plumber for the hat trick. Plumber diving save by Hendricks. Hadley Plumber had a look, cut it back to her favored right foot, but couldn't quite find side netting. It took Kylie Hendricks a tremendous save to preserve a 3-0 advantage. Raja Char will come out. Maria Johannesson will come back on. Char, who was not a starter, has played some significant minutes and well for Summit in a forward position, and for a lot of this second half was put up alone up top. Patterson will shoot from distance but wide. Patterson, Edwards, the freshman, scored the first goal. To space, Plummer keeps it in. Will center it, and Hendricks ends up with it. Final minute 45 as Hendricks boots it forward. Shane on the near side. To Pepperdine next year. Bill Brown says he thinks the best female player in the state of Oregon, but carrying an injury that she got 6 games into the season and was only able to come back at the start of the playoffs. Her impact has not been quite what it could have been. And Sherwood, this team that has been very much banged up this year, or at least coming into these playoffs. Patterson will put it down, and Shannon Patterson will again send one towards Hendricks, who's up for the task. Hendricks, 2 of those goals, there's just not much you can do. You don't chalk up penalty kicks as saves. So she's put up against 2 penalty kicks, one in the 37th minute after a handball was called in the box, and one in the 53rd minute. A foul out wide when Plummer was not in attacking position. There's a foul right there. And I think Taylor Gersh is, with 9 seconds left, going to be given a yellow card. Gersh, the senior defender, will be given a yellow for that tackle on Plummer. Plummer will set it up, and there will be just 9 seconds left when play restarts. Gersh will come off, and not sure Bill Brown is going to put anybody on. Johannesson tries to flick it forward. She gets it on her left foot, gets the goal! 3 seconds left. And it's waved off for offside, but Sherwood will fall 3-0. Cannot defend their state championship. The Summit Storm are state titleists in 2012. Summit 3 goals to get the shutout and the state championship. We'll wrap things up here from Hillsboro Stadium. After this, you're watching OSAA.tv.
At Les Schwab, along with great prices, our tires come with the kind of protection most other places just don't give you. Which includes free flat repairs, equal value replacements, pre-trip safety checks, and more for the entire life of the tire. With the other guys, you just never know. So why is free protection on your tires a good thing?
Lifetime protection. That's our best tire value promise. Les Schwab, doing the right thing since 1952.
You see us at the start of the day. On the company phone list that's a few names longer. You see U.S. Bank on busier highways, on once empty fields. Every day, you see all the ways all of us at U.S. Bank are helping grow our economy, lending more so companies and communities can expand, grow stronger, and get back to work. Every day, you see all of us serving you around the country, around the corner. U.S. Bank.
3-0, the final goal in the final seconds of this 5A state championship, waved off for a player in an offside position. So it's the goal in the 21st minute in the run-up play for Christina Edwards to make it 1-0, and then penalty kick goals in the 37th and the 53rd for Hadley Plumber. The junior who was one of the starters as a freshman on Summit's 2010 state championship team. The player of the game in this one. For Sherwood, Michaela Howes, the senior midfielder, was all over the pitch today. Frustration for Sherwood, the defending state champions, wore the crown well all the way to the 2012 state title game, but come up short here. And it's the Summit Storm from Bend who win their second state title in their second state championship final. 2010, they beat Mountain View. 2012, they beat the Sherwood Bowmen. Trophy presentations here at Hillsboro Stadium are on the way. We'll be next with you at about 1 o'clock this afternoon as Woodburn's Bulldogs will try to make it 3 state titles in a row in the 5A Boys Championship. And they'll be taking on another team from Central Oregon. The Mountain View Cougars and the Woodburn Bulldogs wait in the wing. But for now, the trophies will be presented. Second place to the Sherwood Bowmen, who finished the season 14 wins, just 2 losses and 2 draws. And the Summit Storm, 15 wins, not a loss this year, and only 2 ties this season. One of those at the beginning of the year to Sherwood. Summit is up for the task in the title game, and in regulation comes away with the 3-0 victory. Thanks for joining us here this afternoon on OSAA.tv. Our cameraman is Dylan McLeod-Lewis, the producer Gerald Lewis. I'm Eric Olson saying so long from Hillsboro Stadium, and we'll talk to you again soon.